Frustration has been mounting in Israel over what is seen as the United States' continued reluctance to launch a military strike against Iran. A stance that has reportedly angered Israeli leaders and prompted renewed warnings that Tel Aviv may act on its own. Israeli defense officials said Israel is prepared to carry out an attack on Iran without U.S. approval, arguing that the threat posed by Iran's ballistic missile program is both immediate and real. Officials have already made their position clear to Washington. We have informed the Americans that we will strike ourselves if Iran crosses our red line regarding ballistic missiles, the source said, signaling Israel's willingness to act independently if it believes its security is at stake. The report said Israeli officials have repeatedly conveyed to their U.S. counterparts that Iran's ballistic missile development and production programs represent an existential threat. Western countries, including Israel, view Iran's ballistic missile arsenal as a conventional military danger that undermines regional stability. Iran is widely assessed to possess the largest ballistic missile stockpile in the Middle East, as well as missiles with the longest range in the region. Iran has set a self-imposed missile range limit of approximately 2,000 kilometers, a distance sufficient to reach and strike targets across Israel. Israeli officials argue that this capability gives Tehran the means to threaten Israel directly and reinforces the urgency of stopping further advances in Iran's missile programs. In recent weeks, Israel has intensified efforts to block Iran's missile development, communicating its concerns to the U.S. military through multiple channels. This has included pressing Washington to ensure that Iran's ballistic missile program is formally addressed in the latest round of negotiations held in Oman. Alongside diplomatic pressure, the Israeli military is reported to have finalized operational plans, including potential strike options targeting Iran's main ballistic missile production facilities. These preparations underscore Israel's determination to retain military options should diplomacy fail. At the same time, citing Iranian officials that Iran may have previously agreed to temporarily halt its nuclear program in exchange for sanctions relief from the United States. Against this backdrop, U.S. and Iranian diplomats are currently meeting in Oman to discuss the broader Middle East situation and ways to prevent further escalation. The Oman talks mark the first negotiations between Washington and Tehran after a months-long pause that followed the opening phase of the Iran-Israel conflict in June 2025. These discussions follow 5 earlier rounds of consultations that failed to produce a lasting breakthrough. President Trump had earlier signaled a hard line toward Tehran. He said that a huge armada was heading toward Iran, while expressing hope that Tehran would agree to negotiate and sign what he described as a fair and equitable deal that would include a complete halt to any pursuit of nuclear weapons. Trump also warned that if no agreement were reached on Iran's nuclear program, a U.S. military strike would be far worse than any previous attack. Despite these warnings, Iran has consistently denied that its nuclear activities have any military dimension. Tehran maintains that nuclear weapons are not part of its defense doctrine and insists it can defend itself without resorting to weapons of mass destruction. Supporting this claim, the Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, Rafael Grossi, said that the agency had not seen concrete evidence that Iran was actively pursuing a nuclear weapons program.